We shall kill all the whites, les grands blancs, les petits blancs, even the musties and the mustifinos. We shall drive them into the sea. We shall run them into the hills and slaughter them. This land belongs to us. We shall kill les blancs. Kill them. Kill them. Who goes with me? Who goes with me? The first to spring forward were Dessalines and Défilé. And that's what was happening that night. I told you about what Dessalines witnessed, or what they witnessed when they were hanging Auger and the others, and the kind of torture that Dessalines went through. That is why he had such a tremendous hatred for anything white. The story was, and it's the story that was repeated, once someone asked him, why did he hate white people so much? He leapt off his horse, tore off his clothes, his shirt and his epaulette and everything, and exposed his chest and his back. His chest was crisscrossed with scars, so was his back. He said he pulled out his revolver and he says, the next time anyone asks me why I hate the white man, I'll shoot him. That was the man that was leading the Haitian Revolution. I'm afraid we need some more men like that today. In many ways. Maybe not as you think, but we need strong, determined men and women who are really African, like Dessalines, who are really African, like Défilé. And Défilé and Dessalines were not back in Africa on the continent. They were in another Africa, which they made Africa. Let us make wherever we are Africa. We can only do it with our minds. That's the only way we can do it. And when we do it with our minds, it's easy to live it. And don't take time off from this struggle to the next struggle, and nothing happens in between. Let the struggle go on continuously until we are liberated in the true African way. That is part of the message, or the main part of the message of the Haitian Revolution. To go into Bookman, I think that this struggle was people killing Frenchmen, and that was it. It was well structured. Bookman and Dessalines and Biasso and the others and Christophe, they structured. Listen to this. You would think these are ignorant people, illiterate, and put it this way, and they would not know how to structure, make ready, when they had beaten the French, what they were going to do. But they had planned for after the revolution with guns. They had planned for the revolution with government, what they were going to do. They had made those plans. So it is no use saying our people don't plan ahead. The only reason you can say that is because those Europeans have made us think that way. And we have to stop it. It's easy to stop it. Bookman's plan was structured along 5 phases, and Dessalines. 1, the simultaneous self-emancipation of the Africans. That was the first thing. 2, kill all whites and burn all crops in the area. 3, burn the cities. 4, install camps populated by the men, women, and children, and begin the cultivation of crops in the free African communities. This is what he said. In the free African communities. Let us make wherever we are free African communities. Here, Harlem, wherever we are, free African communities. The only way it can be done is through the mind. Whatever the mind says, you can do. The mind is very powerful, and you know the old saying about the mind. And so, this is what he said. At the same time, he made raids against French reinforcements, and so decimating the European troops. And 5, totally destroy the French forces, and then turn on the Spaniards and drive them from the eastern section of the island, thus dominating the island by Africans. This is what he said, by Africans. This is what he wanted to do, and this is what the leaders were about. It was what has been called before race vindication. But again, what happened when Toussaint was in the struggle all the time. He was a great general. He was fighting well. He was in charge of a lot of Dessalines and the others. The thing was going well. But the trouble began when Toussaint began to say that there were two extremes. They were too extreme. In fact, he showed it. When his nephew, Moïse, shot a prisoner, he turned on his nephew to shoot him. Because his nephew shot a French prisoner. Toussaint said, no, it shouldn't be done. That's where the French education, bit of it coming out. The Negroness that comes out in us at those times, there it's coming out. You know, we can't make up our minds. We half and half, you know. Comme ci, comme ça. And look at the terms that, what happened. The leaders, Dessalines was excluded himself from that. When they had beaten these people, they were talking about peace for the remaining whites. Dessalines, that's before Toussaint had left the island. The move came from a compromise document that was signed by Jean-François, Georges Biassou, and Toussaint Louverture. And listen to what they were going to give the whites at the time. These were the terms that they requested. They requested these terms. Toussaint has just been made the general in charge, you know, Gouverneur General, and he's now, look at the kind of terms he says. General amnesty for all past offenses. That's for the people that fought against the French. He's asking people that were just beaten, general amnesty for his people. There's a craziness somewhere. Legal and complete freedom for a number of slave leaders, approximately 400. Abolition of corporal punishment. 3 days each week for the slaves to work for themselves. I hate to bring this up about Toussaint, but the truth must be told. This great compromise was described as an act of treachery. It represented a different philosophy from the one Dessalines and the others had. Toussaint justified his means by saying that he'd have to have the French there because his people did not know how to live and how to do things. They'd have to, you see the same, don't we say the same thing today? The same thing, and this was said 200 years ago. By August 1793, Toussaint again was showing a change due to the fact that Dessalines was after him. Dessalines was after him, and Moïse. And he agreed to revert to Boukman's plans. And at the time, you see, he was forced that what was happening there is whites, when Toussaint had agreed on that, they were getting their reinforcements from France, and they were trying again with new reinforcements. They were fighting with renewed vigor and committing the grossest acts of treachery. But the spirit of Boukman came back, and when Toussaint saw that, he saw this thing happening. He says, brothers and friends, I am Toussaint Louverture. My name is known to you. I have undertaken to avenge your wrongs. It is my desire that liberty and equality shall reign in Saint-Dominique. I am struggling to this end. Come and unite with me, brothers, and combat for the same cause. Bookman, and by that time,